back to just enough garage. Getting the front end of this old flathead Ford put back together. I don't remember where we're at. We done some welding. Mariana's got some video of us doing some Bondo work. This worked out pretty good. It's better than it was. It's not world peace, but it's a piece of my world. This is that other little Fender skirt. This one took quite a bit of, let me get out of the sun shade here. This took quite a bit, and it's not perfect, but I've got the first layer of Bondo on it. The shop is so cold out today. It is in the 30s. Beautiful sunshine. John's supposed to help me, but you know, he's a teenager practically still. Anyways, yeah, this unbolts from the sides of these. So that whole section we took off. Obviously we stopped here. I should have welded some more. I don't know. The thing is full of Bondo everywhere, you know, so it's a rust bucket, I guess is the best way to describe it, but it's the best looking rust bucket we've seen in a long time. I got to do something with this side still. There was some talk about him and me taking this piece off. I'm going to put the grill together because I want to make the headlights work. I could always take that apart later. There was just these couple of bolts that hold that on. And I got new hardware. So I think I'm going to work on that for a bit. There's the grill. I think it looks like a pumpkin. But the red paint's supposed to match the wheels and the engine. But whatever. You know, sometimes you paint stuff just to think you're doing a good job. And later you say, I don't like that, and you change your mind. Obviously, we're going to go back with a Ford cherry red of some kind. This thing, I swear, has gone through a barbed wire fence somewhere. There's all these scratches. Now, I know for a fact it sat in the field, and there was a cow. The cow's name was Bart, and it used to rub all over this truck, so it didn't do it any favors. But you see all these scratches? I don't even know if you can see them, but they're in the Bondo. It's like somebody sat there with their horn and did that, and cattle will do that. Yeah, the truck has had a hard life. But what is it? It's a hard knock life? Shirley Temple. Anyways, I'm going to work on this by myself. I can't help but laugh. I have spent 2 hours out here by myself on pads, ratchet straps, pry bars, hammers, extensions, drills, cutoff wheels, just to put that back together. I think the orange color is not going to look good. This was some rattle can red I had around here. I actually primed that. It is nowhere close ready for paint, but I thought, well, I'll throw it on there, right? You know, I painted some subframe black. Anyways, the moral of the story is this don't fit worth a hoot. It is garbage. You see here on this side of the frame, it is touching right there. You see on this side of the frame, I could throw the neighbor's cat through that spot. The whole thing has been shifted over or something. This thing has been rattled. It's had its rattled cage. It is a mess. Anyways, on a lighter note, for the welding that I did that you didn't probably see, I've got this gap that's about as width of my finger right here. There was a big crack, and obviously I have to have pushed it in further when I welded it, so I'm going to take a cutter, cut down here, push this in. Push this in and then weld it in place. This flares out at the bottom. You can't tell on camera. This one flares in at the bottom. This poor thing, somebody just drove it through a ditch or something. Oh, let me show you this mess. So I went to put this piece in, and I gave it some rebuild red too, just because I was being dumb. And you see this thing right here that sticks over about, what does that stick over? 1.5 inches on each side. It will not go up in there because this is designed to fit in there, and I thought, okay, that'll fit. But that, I think I have to unbolt it, and these bolts are all rusty crusty, so they're different size. I'll have to go get some. And then this thing is tweaked right here a little bit, and it'll bolt into this one. This is what those air shocks things were. Anyways, not complaining, just explaining. I heard that the other day. It was funny. I have not got to the wiring. Take on a project, they said. Fun you'll have. I am purposely sticking with this one to be finished with it so that I can get it to run and drive. I mean, it's a big job, and I'm just doing a little bit each day. This is a struggle. All right, and there's a dent right here. Okay, now let's look at this for a second. You remember a few videos back, I did a back tire for the motorcycle. Now, I have friends, but we rarely ride anymore. They've all busy. I still enjoy getting out into the Northwest woods. You can cover a lot of ground in a couple hours and see a lot of neat things. So I put this new tire on, and I tried to reuse the original tube that was in it. Well, it was anyways, it's like the third or fourth set of tires I've had on this bike. So my little jig, Johnny and I got the tire almost on, and I poked a hole in the other tube. So yesterday I went and bought a extra heavy duty tube for $41. What a ripoff. I came home and I promptly put a hole in that one too. I've been very depressed about it. So this morning I got up early, took that to a different place that I know they could get me in, and they put that on their labor, their tube, for $43. So the moral of the story is, if you're going to do motorcycle tires, take them to a place, unless you're really good at it, and I'm not. I almost always puncture the tube. I am so careful. I've followed all the videos. I've put all the soaps and the baby powders in there, and I've tried to use the right tools. I've purchased the right tools. I can't do it. I have to learn that there's things I can do and things I can't do. And body work is one of those things I am not good at, and putting motorcycle tires on is one of those things I am not good at. Anyways, that being said, I'm going to keep chugging along on this. My goal is to make the headlights work. I'm going to try to take it for a drive this video, but my time is crunched. You know, just bear with me. We're making headway. As soon as I get this done, I'm going to unload that 36 Oldsmobile. I got big plans for it, but I got to stay focused. I take on too much sometimes. This is going to look like crap. You can see that bolt right there. That whole thing is rusted inside. There's Bondo that's breaking out. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my best. That's what I'm going to do. And I'll go from there. Anyways, thanks for watching. Pay attention. I'm moving on to the next clip. Okay, so the other day I did some filming on this, putting the front end back together, blah, 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 blah. I still have a piece to do. I still have the bumper to install. Where's my other piece? I still got to put the battery box in. Okay, reason I am making a video is I got the headlights working. I got the turn signals working, and I will demonstrate. Okay, first of all, let me tell you a story. Story time with Darian. Darian did the thing that Darian does, which is I can get a good deal on Amazon and buy this inexpensive thing. Okay. If you see this one, I'm going to tell you, and I don't usually say one way or the other, do not buy this one, and I'll tell you why. Because the front of this has these labels, and the wires have labels. But the person who assembled it, apparently English is not their first language, so I foolishly started running the wires to where those said locations go, right? I thought the wires corresponded with the fuse. I got through this morning, and I'm hooking up wires and stuff. I mean, and it's back feeding, it's being weird, it is being really dumb. Then I started realizing that the wires that have writing on them are not plugged into the same fuse spot as what's labeled here. Now, this is where the problem starts. I cannot get those out without destroying them. They're molded into the plastic, because I thought, well, I'll just change the wire to the appropriate one and everybody's happy. I couldn't do it, so I'm going to get rid of all this labeling. It is a mess. I mean, it's working, but it had to go old school. Just run the wire, put it in a fuse, run the wire, put it in a fuse. So I've thoroughly screwed myself and future generations on this truck. I'm half tempted just to take that all out and start over and throw the $40 away that cost me. I'm frustrated with the time. That's where my issue is. All right, so I've overcome that. This is my headlight fuse. I've had to do that separately because the one that said headlights on here was already being used for something else, because again, that same situation. Okay, forget it. It's fine. If it pops a fuse, just look for the bad fuse. It's okay. So now, let's talk about what I've done on the inside. I bought those rolls of wire, 31 bucks on Amazon. I would buy that. That was a sweet deal. Those turned out really nice, 14 gauge. That's a good deal. Way cheaper than at the store. Okay, so let's come in here. This is where my office has been all day. I got the headlight switch installed. It functions like it should. I don't have the park lights connected. Anyways, the key switch functions like it should. The turn signal functions not like it should, and I will explain. This is my power wire coming in. This is the final connection. I had to make a decision I wanted to show you. It is dead, right, until I turn on the power, which is fine. I turn on the key switch to run, and I can connect it to this black one. Oh, I'm trying to hold the phone and show you. All right. I hook it to this black one, and the signals will work. You can't tell because it doesn't blink right there. I hook it to the blue one and the black one, and let me get it better. I should have had John come out and help me film. Okay. That functions, no problem. The indicator inside works. The problem is you put it in the middle and it just keeps blinking. I took it apart to see why. You're gonna love this. I took it apart to see why, and parts of it fell out. Now, I'm not a smart man. This is broken. I didn't break it. I was taking these screws out to see what was going on, and this piece fell on the ground. It don't work. This doesn't work either, the four-way hazards. There's something connected. This was too cheap. Again, I did the cheap thing, thought I could make it work. You saw I had problems with this key switch one video back. It seems to be functioning today. Headlight switch has been flawless. I'd recommend that one. And this one is junk. But anyways, that being said, let me put you on pause and show you the other success. All right, so I wired it together. You see how that blinks when it's not doing anything? I thought about putting a piece of tape over that, a little piece of black tape, because then it would just blink whenever the key is on. Anyways, you see back there, that's working just fine. I turn that one on, and you can't see it, but it works. So let's turn it on to the right hand. Come around front. I got that going. I didn't put the lenses on. That one will function too. Let me put on the high beams, the low beams. I got all that working. But I don't have the switch in the floor because my screws were too short. So it's just hanging there. I know, it's dumb. Turn on the headlights. Yep, the running lights back there are working. Come up front here. The battery's kind of dim, but you get the idea. The battery needs to be charged. I've had it on most of the day testing it. And then up here under the floor, I've got the switch wired. Tonight I'll go to the hardware store and get some longer screws. This was a good function. That works fine. What it is power in, and then one side's high beam, one side's low beam. So I'll put that up to the floor, put some longer bolts on it. We'll be good to go. There's still a few pieces of wire around here. Now, the reason I'm showing you all this and telling you all this is I'm not good at this sort of stuff. There's a compromise that has to happen every time I do one of these projects. It's like, I guess that's why we named the channel Just Enough Garage. I'm just good enough to make garbage like this work. I'm just good enough to put together some old stuff. I think it's coming along. I'm not really hip on the orange red. I'll probably change that. Of course, we're going to paint the whole truck, so it won't matter. We've got the original turn signal lenses here. I needed to clean those up. I've got that to put in. I do have a bumper for it. We've come quite a ways. Now, the question is, when are you going to drive it, Darian? I'm the closest I've ever been. So let me tidy up some stuff. I have a few more days off before I have to go back to work. Let me see if I can get that throttle figured out so it's comfortable. Put it in the battery box. Finish some wiring. I need a fan belt. There'll be no exhaust. The gas tank's unreliable. but it'll be its first drive in probably 50 years, probably. So with that in mind, let me keep going. Some of it turned out really nice. Look how nice that is. I laid those wires out real nice. You know, some of it's come together. I have literally spent hours on this. Wiring is boring, I get it, but you can do it. Again, buy the best product you can get for simplicity. I probably could have saved a lot of time if I didn't have to deal with that mistake. I started running the wires, not realizing that that was a poor quality product. So spend a little more, get a little more. Anyways, that being said, I'll get back with you with the next phase. I think we'll assemble the front end, put the bumper on. There's still tons to do. I'll put it all together, and I'm gonna try to get it to run for you in this video right near the end, so stick with me. Okay, it's morning. Today is the day. Jonathan is out here. I am out here. We today are gonna finish this video with a drive. Today is the last day of the year. It is New Year's Eve. It is 12:25 according to my clock on the wall. I have 11 and a half hours, John, before the end of the year. What do we have to do to get this truck to run and drive? I put a hokey gas tank on it. Why? Well, because if that gas tank leaks after the drive, I don't want to roll it back into the shop and have it leak gas in my shop. So I'm going temporary. In the summer, we'll try it. I found a random belt to fit on here, which is the wrong size, width-wise. It's a 1/2 inch instead of 5/8. Okay. John, you've been working on a battery box this morning. And you wire brushed it.
Wire brush, painted.
You wire brushed and painted it. And we're about ready to install that. I've got a Valiance to do, which I might skip for the drive. I got to throw the wheels back on. Here, you film this. I don't think we showed this.
Not yet, anyway.
Is the battery still hooked up? Oh, yeah. So what do we got? Headlights, right?
Yeah.
High beams work, everything works. What do we got here? Turn signals. Brake lights work. Everything works. Okay, I've got all that figured out. You guys saw some video on it. Again, I told you about my recommendation on wiring. Okay, so what do we got to finish this? We got to put the tires on.
I'm sure that'll work.
Put that battery box in. Oh yeah, in every episode we have welding. So let me show you what I'm welding, because what is the one item we're still not installed yet, John?
Steering wheel.
Steering wheel. So I'm making a homemade steering wheel puller. So this is my jacking bolt. These are my 2 bolts. This nut needs to be welded so it can thread and push. So let's let me weld that. And then we'll go pull the steering wheel. I think we have how many parts we got left on that truck to get? We've got that front steering thing still to pull, but we're going to drive the truck with a bent one. It's been that way for 40 years. So we're trying to make, what is the story? I heard other YouTubers say, John, if it'll go around the block, it'll go a mile. And if it'll go a mile, it'll go 10 miles. And if it'll go 10 miles, it'll go 1,000 miles or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we're starting with the smallest thing. Can it get out of the driveway? So we should have everything we need. Oh, we need to check that we have oil pressure in that engine. I don't have a gauge, so we're going to pull one of those plugs. We'll crank it, and if I can get oil pump up through it, then it has oil pressure. We need to do that. Basically, we need to throw that seat in. So we need to put the seat in, the battery box, some gas in there, the tires, and the steering wheel, and we're done. And we got 11 hours to do it. Man, that's exciting! Because my goal was to get it to run, start, stop, drive, turn, signals, all that working, so I can move it around the yard. Now, you see my small block pile of small block Chevys right back there, John?
Now I
the
do.
light and all that. Yeah. I'm excited to do that. So tomorrow being New Year's Day, Happy New Year to everybody. I know this is late. I'm sorry, I'm not that organized. But I'm hoping to get my 36 Oldsmobile off. We'll move that parts truck out of here. We'll put my Suburban down in the front, and we'll have a spot for that Oldsmobile. So on the next video, if this goes well. So let me weld this up. Oh yeah, you guys are watching me do that. Let me stay focused. It needs more juice.
Then crank it up. What's your problem?
Crank it up, Millhouse. Well, not bad for not looking at it. Oh, I didn't weld a thread to it yet. All right, that'll work. Let me let that cool. I'll show you pulling the steering wheel. We'll get ourselves cleaned up here.
All right, what are we doing?
Well, you saw me make the little tool. We've added a bolt to the bottom. Now, in theory, John, this is going to push down on the stud of that, and it's going to pull the steering wheel right off with just a couple of quick, like this. Let's see if it does it.
Just good old 1-2.
And see, it's already twisting out on me down there. What a piece of junk.
Well, that's because you welded it to it, so it's rotating.
And I didn't weld it straight. This is what's called a fail. You know, I bought the tool and it didn't work. I tried holding that thing in there and it would walk out off camera. I thought if I tack welded it.
It sounds like what you need to do is cut that off, drill a little divot, and then sharpen the end of that bolt.
You know what I needed to do is just have a longer bolt all the way through. But I didn't have any. I didn't want to go to the store and buy some random stuff because all of a sudden it's $14 worth of junk. You bring it home and it stays in a bag for 6 years because it didn't work. It's the last day of the year. We're gonna lose this shop if we don't get this steering wheel off. What if I just muscle it and destroy everything? No, that didn't do it. What if I hit it?
I wouldn't hit the old plastic steering wheel.
Okay. Well, that was a fail. You just put that on the failure category. We go back to...
Just get it in the truck and yank on it until it bashes you in the face.
Yeah, well, it's been on there for... Turns out it's been on there for 78 years or some shit like that. For some stuff like that. And
wow, swearing on camera.
it's the last day of the year. I get one per year.
I'm sure you've used it.
No. All right, let's just take this apart, call it a lose, and move on to a new chapter of...
Attempting this.
Yeah, attempting this.
So, did you find a solution?
Maybe. I used the pointer out of the kit, put a socket in between there. John suggested I welded a washer on the bottom of this bolt so that it's kind of flat. And let's see what happens. It's going good. Going good. I tell you, you don't need a nut for this steering wheel. It's not coming off. Got lots of pressure.
Gotta be doing something, right?
Well, we'll know if it's all junk. I hear it making noise.
But is it good noise or bad noise?
It's all bad noise, John. Got tons of pressure on it. I guess we gotta put heat on it. Holy crow. Let's let it set for a second. You hear it cracking?
Yeah.
Do I dare hit it with a hammer now?
No.
Well, I could take my impact hammer and...
Oh yeah, but why is it cracking?
Because it's pulling the guts out of the center of the freaking 80-year-old steering wheel.
Oh.
I forgot what we're going to afford. You hit it with a hammer.
Good thing you're
Look
using
at that.
a hammer.
I made that adjust just by hitting it. Little secret most mechanics knew already. That sucker's tight as can be. You know how hard it's been to get one of these steering wheels, and now we're ruining the whole video because we can't drive the truck because there's no way to steer it.
I guess we're gonna have to put the old one back on.
Yeah, about that. I don't know that I have all the parts for it anymore. There was an adapter thing, and I don't know. Well, yes, we might have to.
I will just buy one on eBay.
Just like the other two we had for Ron. They'll fit. No, they don't. They're not the same. They're different diameters and stuff. We just changed the whole steering column. Just leave this one on.
I think that would be more complicated. I think that also involves taking the steering wheel off still.
I mean, I'm doing it right. I got the nut off. Oh, dude, I got so much stress on that thing. Well, let me go get the heat, and I'll put some heat down in the center there. Stand by. Of a steering wheel.
Yeah, that's what the viewers are all about.
The destruction of a steering wheel. Got a weird smell to it.
Yeah, like old burning plastic.
Yeah. About as much as I dare do with that kind of smell coming out of it. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Johnny. Our whole plans, we had 12 hours to get this truck going.
And they're all being derailed by a steering wheel.
Maybe we'll spray some juice on it.
Oh, yeah.
Shock it.
I'll go get some of that rocket spray juice.
You don't have your camera running, so it doesn't matter what I'm doing.
I got the camera running.
Well, the steer box sure does work good. And how do I get that out of there so that I can start it on fire again?
You don't.
Well, that was like a dumb idea. Oh, man.
Oh, good. Now the whole truck's got that flammable liquid in it.
Okay, I don't know what else to tell you other than we're going to have to hit it with a hammer. Whether it's an air hammer up here to try to like send tremors through it, or try to break the plastic here by hitting it with a...
Just get your impact gun.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to bungee this door open because I'm tired of it hitting me in the back. It's like a toddler that just keeps tugging on my leg. Now I can't get by.
Crawl under it.
I'm not too...
Crawl through the window.
John, we're losing the plot. Losing the plot. You know what we got to do is we just got to turn off the camera.
And then come back and say, hey, the steering wheel's off.
And then, yay, we're successful. Let's do that. Let's plan that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to show the people my secrets.
Mm-hmm.
What a joke. I'm a weakling. I put that on there and just all it needed was that little bit. Totally saved it.
Nice.
Take this thing apart over here because it's covered in oil and put it on our truck, John, and then go for a drive. Why is it practically half the tools I own outside all the time?
Yeah, because we struggle with everything all the time and we need all of the tools.
Let's come over here and look at the shaft, see if I screwed it up. Not that I care about this, but it'll give me an indicator of the internal of the steering wheel. Yeah, it was just caught on there, but look how it mushroomed that out with that pointy thing I had on there.
I wonder what the spring under there's for.
Just for good luck. You just put it there for good luck.
Wow.
If we need one on the other one, we know we're going to get one now.
The good luck spring?
Yeah, I'm going to clean up my tools. We'll throw that on, and then I think it's just gasoline in those tires. Oh, and the coolant. And the oil pressure. Got to verify oil pressure. Yeah, oil pressure. All right, so if you step back here, John, you can see how level this thing sets now. I think it sets level. We don't have the bumper on. We don't have coolant in it. I got a homemade gas tank. We're going to nurse bottle it till the pump picks up because this will be the first time the pump's working. This will be the first. Yes, we had oil pressure. I took a cap off, put my thumb over it. Oil came out when we were cranking on it a few minutes ago. So I don't have the seat in it, but we do got the steering wheel in it. And we got the driveway cleared out. So it's 2:44. We don't care about daylight anymore because we got lights. But yes, we want to finish this. We're going to run it with no hood. We're going to try to make one block today is our goal. So let's start it up. Then I don't think I'll be able to move it out because there's no seat. But we'll roll it out here, get the seat, put it in, then we'll go for a drive. How's that sound? So let's give it a little gas. You can see that's still filling. Just a couple of drips at a time. Let's give this thing a little drinky poo. Alright, that's more than it needs.
Probably.
But it don't have a choke. Still in neutral?
Should be.
Should be. Let's see what happens here. Oh, buddy. Is it taking fuel?
Yeah, I was trying to film that.
It needs a little more drinky poo, doesn't it? This will be the beginning of so many systems at once. The brake system, the charging system, the wiring system, the fuel system. I know it's not finished. The oiling system. Is the fan turning, John?
Yeah, I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention to that.
I think it's getting fuel.
I think so too.
Look, that bug is in there swimming around.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the bug.
It looked like fuel was coming out of that overflow.
Ah, but it was running.
But then why did it quit? I didn't shut it off.
You put your hand over it.
Yeah, trying to choke it more. Stinks. We don't need the spark plugger.
No, what? That's the smell of history. Come on.
Yeah, it is history. Ancient history. Well, let's see if it'll start again. I have not figured out how it works yet, John. So let's jump the solenoid and I'll work the throttle and see if we can keep it running for, I don't know, a couple of seconds longer. Then we'll throw the coolant in it. Phases. We're phasing this thing. Oh, it's leaking all out the bottom. What the heck goes on here?
What is leaking out the bottom? Where?
Gasolina. You ready? Here goes.
Alright, I'll get my hands out of the... Yeah, quite a bit.
Give me that funnel. Turn off that camera. Give me that funnel.
So I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but there's our leak. It's a threaded hole.
Drain plug, Johnny.
Yeah.
What size is it?
I don't know.
Probably 1/4, 3/8 pipe thread, something like that. So now, where does Darian have a pipe thread? So that's it. It's just missing a plug.
Yeah. The other one has a plug. That one don't.
Huh. Well, that's the worst of our problems. We're all right.
So far.
So we're just flushing it right now. We're just flushing that out with just making sure
we're getting some dirt out.
Yeah. Well, there's no other leaks in that so far.
So far.
Right. Let me look around for a pipe plug, and we still got time. Found this brass plug in my pile of junk, and it fits perfect. So I clean it up on wire grinder. I'm going to put this tape on here. It's not very good tape. Okay, if that was the worst of our trials, we're best mechanics ever.
On old stuff like this.
Yeah, now I got a socket. I'll thread it in and we'll start her up again, Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's about 3:27, maybe, John, New Year's Eve. You know, if we were good YouTubers, we would be doing this during the time when it's like you'd be watching it today on New Year's Eve, but it's not. But my hands are dirty, my glasses are smudged, my shirt is dirty, my pants are destroyed, but my F1, John's F1, our F1.
The F1.
The F1. A round fendered, flathead powered, 12 volt converted, Chinese wiring, been in the family 30 plus years. Truck is ready to go. I actually drove this, John, one time in about 2099. We moved it a few miles with the 6-cylinder in it. It ran pretty poorly, and after that the motor didn't really run after that. Then it sat, and I've had it in my possession since about 2002 probably. So I say 25 years, but that's pretty close. So we put two gallons of antifreeze and 2 gallons of water. It's up to about here. Well, you could use more. We're not going that far, and we don't have a heat gauge or an oil pressure gauge or a gas gauge, and that's how much gas we have. Let's go. We'll see you next week on another project.